Your first act of joining the United States military is to take the Oath of Enlistment if you're coming in as an enlisted member, or the Oath of Office if you're commissioning as an officer. And if you're enlisted, you'll reaffirm that oath at each re-enlistment, and if you're an officer, you'll reaffirm that oath at each promotion in rank. But the Oath of Enlistment and the Oath of Office are different. They swear to do different things. In this video, I'll go over the fundamental difference between the two oaths and explain why that difference is necessary to preserve the American system of democracy and the American way of life. What's up, everybody? I'm Ashley Noelle. On this channel, we talk about military lifestyles, leadership tips, and tips for living and working abroad. So if any of those topics interest you, please make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons down below. It is completely free to you, and it does actually help the channel and lets me know that the information that I'm providing is actually useful. Why do military members have to swear an oath when they join? Military personnel have been taking oaths to swear their loyalty ever since the ancient Roman period. With regards to the United States history with military oaths, 2 years after the Constitution was signed, the very first bill passed by the first Congress in its first session was, in fact, an act to regulate the time and manner of administering certain oaths, which was signed into law on June 1st, 1789, and established the oath that all civil officials and military officers make to support the Constitution. In 1862, with the Civil War raging in the background, the language of the officer's oath was changed from simply supporting the Constitution of the United States to now supporting and defending the Constitution of the United States from all enemies, foreign and domestic. Additional changes were made to the officer's oath in 1884, and all civil officials and military officers still take substantively the same oath today. Regarding the Oath of Enlistment, enlisted personnel have been swearing loyalty ever since the Revolutionary War in 1775. In 1776, Congress passed the Articles of War, which further tailored the Oath of Enlistment to include language to obey the laws of the Constitutional Congress and orders by superior officers. And in 1962, the Oath of Enlistment was finally changed to incorporate language to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. So what do these oaths look like today? The Oath of Enlistment reads, "I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me according to the regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice, so help me God." And the officer's oath of office reads, "I, having been appointed an officer in the insert military branch of the United States as indicated above in the grade of insert grade, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign or domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter, so help me God." So why don't officers swear to obey the orders of officers appointed over them, whereas enlisted do? This goes back to the United States founding fathers' intention of creating a system of government that had a separation of powers between the three branches of government and a system of checks and balances put in place to ensure that no individual branch of government or individual person could gain so much power that it could threaten to undo our system of democracy. By swearing to a set of ideals and laws rather than binding themselves to any individual person, military officers are able to remain dedicated to protecting the American way of life and its people. This is how the military is able to remain apolitical and why the military is such a trusted institution regardless of who is running the White House or Congress. We do not swear allegiance to any particular person or political party. We swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. Does this mean that officers don't have to obey the orders of their superior officers? Absolutely not. All members of the military are subject to the laws set forth in the Uniform Code of Military Justice. Article 90 of the UCMJ prohibits any member of the military from willfully disobeying a lawful order by a superior commissioned officer. But because military officers, and especially those of higher rank, have such a great deal of authority and influence within their organizations, there's a much greater risk that that authority and influence could be taken advantage of for political gain. By swearing loyalty to the Constitution rather than any individual, it becomes harder for political officials to manipulate those higher ranking military officers and gain undue control of the military in a way that could potentially cause a disruption to our democratic system of government. If you're interested in joining the military, make sure you check out this video on the 3 traits that you'll need in order to be successful during your military service. I do appreciate your time. I thank you for being here, and I'll see you.